Mann's Lecture Series, number 147, volume 26.
Thank you very much. I'm your lecturer today, and my name is Dr. Manfred Mann, and I'm going to be talking to you about the topic will be the study of man. This is known as manology. And manology comes to us from a very long and what are you doing? Stop that! From a very long and well thought of discipline. Where's my map? We have right here, in prehistory, we have known that many peoples existed. And this is a map of prehistory during the Pleistocene era, just before the Plutarchian Revolution, where the cavemen were attacked by the Boombopolises. And right here you can see here in Old Duvai, that's below West Turkana and East Turkana. This is Hadar, and this is Gadeb, and now, okay, but these maps are false. These maps were obtained at Harvard. Harvard is not a real place. Neither is Yale, and neither is, what's the other university? Fordham.
Flintstone.
I'll see you after class. Okay, right here, this is the real map. And we had two sorts of peoples. They were very nomadic, the Antediluvian Crodortites and the Peninsulars. And the Peninsulars were chased by the Crodortites. And they went from the, right here you can see it, this is the Kra Isthmus, right here. And from the Kra Isthmus they transported over here to Frostbite Falls, where they were chased over to the Gulag Archipelago. And that is the way, that's what an archipelago looks like. And right here, they went to the lagoon. This is the Magic Carpet Lagoon, and they were followed by, they chased each other over to Harper Valley. From Harper Valley, they went to Wolverton Mountain, and it was here that a very epic battle was staged, and I don't want to go there. Anyway, they went to, what is that? They went to Sienna Lake, and the Twin Islands of Gunatobia, and to Mosquito Lake. Whenever they were fishing there, they only got certain kinds of bites. And finally, they ended up in the Straits of San Francisco. Now, this tells us a lot about these people. They had language issues. And what they did was, they spoke with a clicking noise, kind of, like. And what happened was, is later on, they would drop the clicking noise. And in time, something brilliant happened. They had ways of communication and passing communication along. What they did was they would take a rock, hurl the rock, and it would hit someone in the head. The man would go, he'd pick up the rock, and he'd read it, and it would say, "Meet you at Frostbite Falls." And so then he would throw the rock over, it would go another way, hit another man in the head, and he would pick it up, and so forth and so on, until it continued on. But what happened was, is out of this grew a profound hello? Okay, it was a profound situation. And what it meant was, is they came to a certain realization where ancient man, this is before they had frontal lobes, it came out to news. N-E-W-S, this will be on the test. News, what does that mean? News is north, east, west, and south. Now, I can show you how this works. When I look to the north, then I look to the east, then I look to the west, and I look to the south. And how that works is that whatever I do, they would turn around, they would look somewhere, and when they were through the rituals, they would turn around and around, and profoundly, no matter where they ended, I am lecturing. Goodbye. What I was saying was, no matter where you turn, close your eyes, you'll be facing north, east, west, or south. No! Why are you doing this to me? Yes! Bye! But what can I do? She loves me so madly, she won't leave me alone. Well, anyway, that's another story. So, I want to show you a little bit here. We have some artifacts that we bought from the Smithsonian Institute of Manology. And one of these right here was, we have some fecal matter from 462 billion BC. I want to show it to you. Look. See? Now you see this right here? I almost stepped in this last night. This is how, that's very bad. But this thing here is an artifact that has great value. And it comes from, we have found it, we have a skull of the person who created it. This is very rare, from also the Smithsonian. This is the skull. This is a distant relative of ours. Look, this is the person right here, the original skull, the person that did this, okay? Now, he also had a son. And I'll show you, the tree doesn't fall far from the lake. No, how does that work? The nut doesn't fall far from the forest. I forget the saying. Here is his son, right here. Needs a haircut. The Melrose, some rock band of some sort. Please, here, pass this skull around. Please do not destroy it. This, I have to return it to the Institute of Manology. And this, of course, brings us to the, one thing I forgot to tell you about here is when they were here, they had a play, a very famous play here, and the play was, it was called Silence of the Lemon. And in this play, they developed a very primitive device called a huibanku. This is the huibanku, and I have this from the Smithsonian Institute of Manology as well. The huibanku had some special features, and in the play, this would bring about rain, porridge, and other things that they needed. Now, I'll give you a demonstration of how the huibanku works. See, the huibanku would be set here, and they would hit it really hard, like this. Ah! Oh! 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 In conclusion, it's been a very rough day, but we have gotten to the bottom of this.
And it's very injurious to have accidents occur. Sometimes the hired help is pretty incompetent. I think these things happen this way.
Why are we injured when studying ancient man? Why do things... I'm at a loss for words. The other thing is, I'm feeling a little dizzy. I'm not sure where I'm at. I'm fainting. I think I'm sick.